You're watching New Soundwave with your hosts, John DeLuna, Brian Kilby, XV, Lady Rick, Dweebum, with Rob Springer.
Hey everybody, it's your old friend John DeLuna. Welcome to New Soundwave number 57. With me this week, Rob, Peter, aka Weebum.
That will never get old.
Our favoritist XV, and Brian, of course, the man at the controls.
I'm producer.
Good week, yeah, producer, executive producer.
Ooh.
Voted.
Oh,
yeah, you're gonna get a raise, a percentage of what you get right now.
Nice.
So it's going to be a good week this week. We've got a lot of good stuff. Actually, seriously, we've got an awesome video of the PlayStation phone that we're going to talk about. We've got some news on the handheld. Somebody with kind of a weighty opinion has weighed in on the future of handhelds. Massive Mortal Kombat spoilers galore, with a really interesting character reveal that you probably won't be able to guess. And then we're going to talk about, among other things, the big topic this week is going to be the Kinect, because I think it's probably a good chapter in our little buying guide for the holiday. I know Brian has one.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I want to probe his mind on that. So he refuses. He's a smart man. He refuses to have video out there of him doing the Kinect stuff.
No, his wife refuses. It's a difference.
Well,
yes.
Okay, so she's the smarter half of the household. Has refused videos to be published, but we can certainly talk about it.
The point is, though, Brian loves us enough that he would do it if he could.
Yes.
True that. So let's see. Let's jump right into the news. A real quick hit to start off the show. So if you're a fan of the quote unquote with friends games like Chess with Friends, Scrabble,
I thought it was like Friends with Benefits games.
Yeah,
nice. You're very You're a big man. Anyway, Zynga has acquired that maker. So if you're a fan of Words with Friends, Chess with Friends, the Farmville-esque We Rule, it's a ripoff, by the way. That's actually good. It's got a lot of punch behind it now with Zynga acquiring it. So expect a lot more of that.
Yeah,
stuff.
it doesn't matter if it's a ripoff now because it's the same damn company.
Yeah. Isn't that funny how acquisitions work like that? Like if you can't beat them or if they're ripping you off, just buy them anyway. Yeah, this is how we reward you for ripping off our idea. Here's we make you rich.
Bunch of money.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's good incentive. Fans Project, if on a Transformers tangent, should hope that happens someday. It's not, but it'd be funny if Hasbro buys them. Okay, so some PlayStation stuff, some PlayStation phone and PSP2 information. A video has leaked. I assume leaked, of the PlayStation phone in all its glory. It's about a minute long. No sound, no video, but you do get to see the PS phone in action. We'll link to it. We'll tweet it, actually. And if you look at it, it's the same phone that everybody has thought was the PlayStation phone. So this is kind of confirmation. It's called, the code name here is the Zeus Z1. Ugly as all get out. Sorry, but it is a PlayStation phone. It's gonna happen. Nobody's gonna buy it. It's sad. But if you want to see video of it, we'll tweet it. So if you follow us, TF Radio, on Twitter, you'll see that. In related news, the PSP2 is so powerful. So Sony, as always, is hoping that hardware horsepower will get you to buy a video game system, not software, folks. So the rumors are flying around about the PlayStation phone, like we just said, and at the same time, the PSP2 stuff has started to hit. So let's see if this wets your whistle. The PSP2's graphical capabilities will apparently be capable of early PlayStation 3 games. Oh. So, on paper, that sounds good, but again, especially in this world, what does that mean, these days?
They always say, it's all in the hardware. It doesn't matter what you can play on it. It's just, that's just silly. Don't
Absolutely. It'll be rendering graphics for a small screen. So I don't know what 1080p is going to do on a small screen. But
how could you even consider it 1080p at that point? Like, it has to be 1080p output, right?
Pixels.
Because the screen is way too small to be putting out 1080p. It's not possible.
You know, guys, this really oversized MP3 player could potentially show a pretty picture.
And you probably can't even play music on this thing. They probably forgot.
I will say, you know what they should do? You know what they should do with PSP 2? They should totally go like the retro route and do like a new Battle Arena Toshinden and like just go like complete nostalgia at this point. Wouldn't that be kind of awesome?
Put some Jumping Flash.
Yes, Jumping Flash.
You know, some games.
I think it should just go back to the Game & Watch era.
Yeah.
That far. We're going way back. Yeah, they should just like emulate the Tiger games. Absolutely.
No, what it should be is an LCD screen add-on.
All you do is buy the controller.
Yeah.
Nice.
If you want to play the games, you gotta buy the screen.
Yeah, for $300. Yes, absolutely. Hey, speaking of handhelds, so Morgan Securities analyst, basically a guy who's paid to really know the industry, has kind of weighed in on the future of handhelds. And this is kind of interesting. So basically, he paints a grim future for the handheld market overall, saying that basically, his opinion is that kids are just as happy playing on an iPod Touch or an iPhone these days. Like 8-year-olds have iPhones these days. They're just as happy doing that as they are, say, playing on a dedicated handheld system. And so that's kind of painting the picture of what's going to happen eventually with the handheld system. He does say though that the 3DS is going to extend the life of the whole industry because it's so hype. You can like taste the hype for the 3DS. Doesn't really talk about the PSP. So sad.
Well, I'm going to call shenanigans over once again real world, as opposed to an expert analyst. When I don't pay my bill at Sprint, I have to buy a new phone. I don't have. I can use my DS no matter how broke I am because I already own it.
That's true. The DS is for the people.
Exactly.
Besides, as long as there is a Pokemon, there's going to be handheld gaming.
There's going to be Nintendo handheld gaming.
It doesn't cost me anything other than front cost to play my DS. How much is it going to cost me to use an iPhone every month?
Just get an iPod Touch. That's it's the same thing as an iPhone, except it doesn't make phone calls.
But that's my point going into this is that, maybe adults might shy away from the handhelds or whatever, but at the end of the day, really, are we going to give our kids our brand new iPhone or a broken down Metro PCS and a DS?
Hey, we know what you're going to do, Rob.
That sounds pretty good.
You are 8.
Yeah. I have seen kids who are hanging out and just causing a ruckus at the airport, and then these parents are like, "Do you want to make cookies?" And they're like, "Yeah." And as soon as they sit down, they give them these iPod Touches. Like, here you go, and they shut up. Just don't do it.
Wow.
You sit down, they play, make these damn cookies, and it's it. It's like the best babysitting toy on the face of the planet.
Hey, I had to go AFK for a few minutes, but I was listening in. If I can, I want to jump back to the PSP 2 route thing.
Yes,
the screen itself is not going to display 1080p. I really doubt that it's going to have 1080 or 1920 lines of resolution. But
that would be like nasty.
I mean, it's probably going to be something closer to 720p. But even if it did display at that resolution, it would be something on. It'd be kind of like free anti-aliasing because the resolution of the screen is exceeded by the capability of the hardware. So they'd be able to fudge some of the jaggies and such out of it. But I do love Rob's recommendation that they put Jumping Flash on this. That would make me very happy, and that would probably make me buy this system.
That would be awesome.
All right, so you know what you have to do.
Yeah, Sony, if you want to sell one more, put out Jumping Flash 4, and I will buy it.
Well,
it's so
I could
weird
do
that they do have like nostalgic titles. They just have like deserted them.
And Toshinden sucks though, so I wouldn't actually buy that.
Well, but I mean, they could at least make a good go at like revitalizing it. I mean, yes, it sucked. It ended on like a really bad note, but there's no reason to just not try. I don't know. It just seems kind of weird, especially these days. Like fighting games are back. So I don't know.
I think what we're missing is that the Michael Pachter just didn't even bother mentioning PlayStation Portable as one of its dying.
But my question is why is the
super sad?
Why
is the saddest thing is?
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, why is the PlayStation phone not the PSP2?
Good question.
I don't see why we have to dilute the market by having a PSP phone and a PSP2.
It's because I think it's a limitation for Android, probably. Now, Android can only output like the Droid X and stuff like that. They output 720p.
Just put a separate embedded OS on it.
Do I
Yeah, but that would be. You mean so dual boot it?
Well, I mean it's solid state, so you could literally click a switch and it loads up. I mean, have it run in the background. I don't think it would be hard. I just don't think.
Have you seen this Sony Ericsson phone? Have you seen this?
But it's not big enough. I mean, my point is that the PSP2, even though Sony's all about hardware power and everything, if they just go to make good games and not have to, look, I mean, the PSP was the most ridiculously overpowered piece of portable hardware that ever came out, and look how well it did. It didn't. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, so Nintendo always releases, underpowered, except for in the case of the 3DS, Nintendo always releases really underpowered hardware, and it just so happens that the games are great. So they need to change focus.
Do I need to present another day at Sony's offices to explain to you guys what's going on?
Yes. Yes, you do.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Hey, Jim.
It's free time with Rob, kids.
Hey, yeah, Bob. Do you got that new PSP 5000 ready? Well, Jim, I thought I'd get some of these games released. Bob. The PSP phone... we need to put it out. The PSP 2 and 3 needs to come out. And I've got this new PSP needle nose pliers that needs to be on the market. We really need to put that out. I mean, do you know how much processing... This thing has Blu-ray. The PSP needle nose pliers has Blu-ray. But if it's a gaming system, like... You're on thin ice. You're on thin ice. They could... strip wire with this. Why would they want to play games on this gaming system?
Awesome.
Do you have an answer for me? Do you, Bob? No, they can listen to MP3s on it. On this PSP board. Yes, they can listen to MP3s on this. Why would they want to play games on this gaming platform? Well, when you're right, you're right. You're right. Now, up with the shirt. And sing.
Oh man, that got weird.
Yeah,
hey, a couple of Batman related.
Apparently Sony area has become sexual harassment.
Yes. In the land of Rob. Hey, but you know what? Even
I really
Rob,
like those PSP needle nose pliers, though, Rob.
Yeah.
I think that's a strong marketing decision, right?
They've got
I'm sure
Blu-ray.
they're proprietary, right? So they don't work with anything but Sony related.
Yeah, you got strip wire, Sony wire with the stripping end, apparently.
Yeah.
But it plays
otherwise, it doesn't work.
It does play work.
The PlayStation Portable phone thing, I just wanted to say that I think it's possible that for the cell phones in general, maybe there's no way that it can pack something like that without killing the battery.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Because currently, even like the highest, they just came out with like extremely powerful phones right now. It's only a 1 gigahertz processor, which is definitely not enough to support the 1080p / PSP, connection or assimilation or whatever. And to continue to be able to.
Well, it doesn't have to be a Snapdragon processor. Maybe it. No, it shouldn't have to. They can probably recompile it, so they could probably run on the new AMD chip that they're going to be using for netbooks. I mean, it's not inconceivable. It's going to be hot, and it'd be great to keep in your pants on a cold winter day. But I think you could probably squeeze that into a phone.
I mean, they're trying to keep the phone from blowing up in your pocket at this point, right? Because at that point, they don't really want it to, like you're saying, it's going to catch. Your pants are going to blow up. They're going to catch on fire.